All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chapter 4, Level 4. This is going to be the complex level. We'll also do the final puzzles of Chapter 4 as well at the end of this guide. Okay, this one was very tough. A lot of different things going on, and mainly the puzzles at the very end were quite tricky. The symbols and the transfers, a lot of stuff going on there. So let's get right into it. We'll start off with names. I don't like how it kind of puts names second in some of these because I feel like names is always the first thing that you should be shooting for, but I digress. Okay, so Sonny Sawyer is going to be the dead landlord. We see SS everywhere, and you can kind of put together that, yeah, it's going to obviously be a double S name. And then through, going through the other things, you can kind of tell it's going to be Sonny Sawyer because we see the other S names come into play with the other characters. Plus, I do believe Sonny is referred to in a negative light a bunch as well, and Sawyer is probably like directly in his apartment or something, so that we know that it is actually Sawyer as his last name. Now, we also know that Grohlvana Combs is this woman here because someone refers to Grohlvana living on the ground floor, and then we can kind of put that together that this is her apartment here, and she's, got the whole, Pepe Sylvia, Kaiser Soze, Pepe Sylvia, always sunny thing going on here, and then she's the one that's kind of freaking out, running up here. So yeah, you can kind of tell she's the one that's like exasperated. So that's Grohlvana. And then also Miss Combs, she's got a laundry basket here, which I didn't really put together, but I'm sure that ties with her as well. But in terms of her last name, I know it's referenced somewhere else. Yeah, that's right. So she actually gets a call from Marie Westlake, and they say Miss Combs, and at this point, we probably know that that's her apartment. So then we know it's Grohlvana Combs. Then Sabrina Knox is up here, and she refers to herself as Sabrina. And then also she says that she lost her booze, which her kid has down here. So we know that these two are related, Sabrina, and we know that we can take a look at the wall here and that it says Mom and Jane. So we know her name is Sabrina, and we know that her name is Jane. And a lot of these last names you get right here on the list of residents. So if you can kind of put, each person, each family with each apartment, you can tell that, this is the Knox family. So Sabrina Knox and Jane Knox. And then we also have Nakana over here where it says A2. The way that we know that is if we look here, it says, sorry, my son and I couldn't make it, Issa. And then if we take a look at the people that did make it, we can tell, who has a son and who's not in the photo. Well, that's going to be Issa Nakana, who's right here as well, who also says in his house or in his apartment, which is right here, he's got a photo with his son, and then the son is named Kai, which is on this letter here, or this note here. So we know that that's Issa Nakana, and we know that his son is Kai Nakana. Then we know that the family up here at the top is going to be the Winthrop family. And this one was super weird because we've got basically this guy down here saying patience, patience, patience. And I think it's a red herring trying to get you to think that this guy killed somebody. But in reality, he's getting pasta sauce off of his clothing. You can see they're eating pasta. So his son is named Patience. And then we know that that's Patience Winthrop. And then the mom is referred to, I believe, over here in this journal. Where's the journal? I think it's one of these things, I think. Here, yeah. One of these journal entries says that, she'll watch anyone or she'll do anything, but she doesn't want to watch Constance's kid. And this kid is very unruly. So we know that that's Constance Winthrop. And then we also know the husband is Ernest Winthrop because he has a knife that says Ernest. Then we know that this is Kenneth Ozola because if we look in the lady that he's on a date with's apartment, she will refer to them as Kenneth. And then they also have a schedule up here where, they have leave early for date with Kenneth, who is down here. And we know that his name is Kenneth. And then if we look at the names on the apartment list, we know that his last name is Azola. Then we know that this lady is Cheyenne Bird, last name from the list of apartments, but also if we take a look at the bulletin board, it says over here, PSA, if you're going to be indecent like Cheyenne, at least close your blinds. And then we also have a picture on Grohlvana here of a woman changing with a sewing machine. The apartment with the sewing machine is Cheyenne's apartment, the Bird apartment. So we know that that's Cheyenne Bird. Now these two I completely mixed up, and that threw me off for like a very long time, and I'm not even sure exactly who refers to who here, but these two are in their own apartment up here playing a card game, which also ties into, I think, Grohlvana, because she has a card on her person. I do believe, no, it's not Grohlvana. I think it's, Cheyenne. She's got a card, which also ties into the schedule, because she said that she was playing a game with the people in this apartment. So we know that they're doing a game night here. So, yeah. So this is Bo Steenson, and this is Spencer Wright. Spencer Wright is hiding a cat, which, if we go into the landlord's apartment, they've got a box of cat litter to be delivered to Spencer Wright. So we know one of them is Spencer Wright, basically because, yeah, they have a cat that they're hiding. I don't know exactly how I guess the way to do it is this guy is referred to as Bo because he was at the picnic in this picture here, and Cheyenne says that Bo told her what happened with Kenneth, who took the picture. So yeah, I guess that's how you realize that's Bo, and the other guy is going to be Spencer. Of course, we already went over Jane, we already went over Kai, and we already went over Erdis. So yeah, a lot of crazy things that tie in together with this particular one. A lot of stuff going on, but that's all of the names there. And then the photo was a lot easier here. You can basically tell if you look at all the information, the only person that is there at the picnic that is not in the photo themselves is Kenneth Azola. And then the picnic is referred to a whole bunch of times, as that it was taken place on Saturday. So we know this photo was taken by Kenneth Azola on Saturday. And then we know this person has to be across from the apartment, right? Taking the picture of Cheyenne. So who lives across from Cheyenne? Well, of course, it is Sunny Sawyer, who is also the person like everybody hates. So this photo of Cheyenne Bird was taken by Sunny Sawyer, and we know that that was Tuesday. And we know that it was Tuesday because Sunny Sawyer is dead, and obviously that picture was taken, and obviously everything else that's happening on the schedule is happening today. So it has to basically be Tuesday. So yeah, there is the pictures. Then we have the residence, which was pretty easy if you're paying attention. We know, yeah, Grohlvana is referred to for living on the ground floor. Same thing with Kenneth. So we got these people here. Then this apartment has a picture of the son and the dad, so that's easy. Then this girl is here. She refers to her mom, so we know that her and her mom live here. Also, yeah, Miss Bird is referred to a whole bunch as being in this particular apartment, and also the pictures being taken with the sewing machine, of course, who is taken by Sunny Sawyer, who is across from that. Easy. We know the big family is up here in the top left, and then finally we know that these two guys are in the top right because they are literally there as we speak. And then finally, the events. So we have on Saturday at a picnic, Kenneth Azola threatened to kill Sunny Sawyer. We can see threats in Sunny's apartment. However, on Monday, Sunny Sawyer forgot the threat after attending a research study, and this ties into the Harmony Foundation, all that crazy crap. Grohlvana Combs also attended and received the former's memories. And the way that you basically know this is everybody that has a wristband is going to these things. So, yeah, that's how you kind of tell who's involved with the Golden Idols stuff, right? And then on Tuesday morning, Sunny Sawyer took a photo of Cheyenne Bird, which provoked Kenneth Azola into shooting Sunny Sawyer for the good of everyone in the building, because basically he completely forgot that he was threatened and then did it anyways. And then Kenneth was like, okay, I've had it. And then, obviously down in Kenneth's apartment, we have the thing that says, protect and defend. He has to protect and defend Cheyenne Bird over here. So, a lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of red herrings, like with this guy down here. You think that he did something bad. A lot of crazy stuff. This level was very complex. And then finally, we have the final puzzles of Chapter 4, which were really difficult. If you're not paying like a ton of attention here, it's really easy to not understand what's happening. But basically, yeah, this button here is referred to as the donut button in one of the 4 things here. I think it is, I think it's the clock. Yeah, so this is referred to as the donut button, round to 1 minute. So then we know that this is 1 minute because it looks like a donut. So we know that. We know from the previous levels as well that this symbol means give and this symbol means take. And then the only other one that's not related to time is this one, which looks like a key. So obviously it's going to be memories. And then finally, yeah, these other 3 were like really, really difficult to figure out. You basically had to work in tandem with this board to kind of figure this out. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, like going through the entire chapter and paying really close attention to maybe some of these symbols at different points. But the way that I figured it out was basically, yeah, trying to piece together this board and then kind of going, okay, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense, etc. So if we go to this board over here, we know that the first guy is this guy because he's referred to as having red hair. And also, yeah, the time symbol here equals 1 day. It's very tough. There's just a lot of really weird stuff going on in terms of the time, trying to figure out the time significance. But yeah, subject 37 is referred to, I believe, in this phone recording here. Did not arrive for his follow-up appointment. And then if we tie that back into this, we could see that, yeah, there's only 1 person on this list that has red hair. There's only 2 people with red hair. And I didn't go and check, but I'm sure this guy does not have an armband. But this guy did have an armband, which means he's going to be the guy that we want because there's only 2 people with red hair. So anyways, we know that this guy is the first one with subject 37 as well because all the subject numbers are listed here. So you tie red to subject 37, and also he didn't follow up. So they put his memory in a data disk, and we know that it's a small amount because there's only 2 data disks that have memory in them or whatever. This one has a lot, and this one just has like 1 tick. So we know this guy was just in for, what is it? Yeah, just in for a day. So we know it's going to be the smaller amount of data. So basically, subject 37 comes in, drops his data off into the data disk, and leaves and doesn't follow up. Then this little hint useless here obviously ties into the data disk that is marked as useless on this thing here. You can see it contains useless information. Now they think it's useless, but in reality, he's able to do that that spiel dance or whatever. So it's not really useless, and I'm sure that'll tie into Chapter 5. So anyways, yeah, over the course of a month, which makes sense because that's the most data, right? Over the course of a whole month or whatever. Yeah, this data disk was put into this dude from the previous level. Sorry, it's so confusing. You have to click so many different things. Who obviously is one of the only guys with black hair. I think the only one with black hair that is male. So we know it's going to be this person. We know their, subject number is going to be 35, as well as their age. 39 checks in with the previous level, and yeah, it's saying his age. So then we know that this one's going to be over the course of 3 days, and it's going to be in the last level, which is obviously, Sunny Sawyer going into Grohlvana Colmes. So usually the subject numbers are just, sequential. So 39 going into 40, right? And then if we cross-reference with the information here, we know that he's got gray hair. He's the only one on the list with gray hair. And then right after, she's got black hair. So that one was pretty easy. And then finally, this one says parental consent obtained. So we know it is, the mom's memories going into the daughter's memories. And then you can also correlate that with the heights as well, which was on the apartment wall. And then, of course, the brown and the blonde hair. So, really confusing. You just have to basically compare all the different bits of information and try to figure it out. The main thing is obviously these pieces of time, which is what the main difficulty was. But yeah, there we go. So subject 37, a data disk, subject 35, subject 39, subject 40, subject 41, subject 42. And then all of this, if you compare these 2 things, you can tell that the time in the middle with the time over here is going to be 1 day, 1 minute, 1 month, 3 days, and then give, take, and memories. I hope that made sense. It's really hard to explain because there's just so many different bits of information kind of correlating with each other, but that was Chapter 4. Holy crap, this game is getting really tough. Thanks so much for watching. There's a whole bunch of other guides on this channel if you need more help, and subscribe if you want more help as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.